Hey, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube, Iyun Benzion. Today's daf is Nedarim Chavches. We're continue talking about Nidre Onsen. As I mentioned yesterday's Iyun Benzion, based on the Gemara yesterday, where the Gemara was comparing Nidre Onsen and bringing proofs, um, using Nidre Onsen as a proof to the concept of Onis Rahmana Patre, that an Aram Rasa, she gets raped, she's not punishable over there. How is it comparable? The Gemara brings a proof that ones Rahmana Patre by Nedarim also, right? So if the pshat by Nedarim is by Nidre Onsin, is that Adaiti Dahaki, if he would have known the onus is going to happen, the guy invited him for a meal, he didn't know he was going to become sick, so then it's a Pesach, Adaiti Dahaki, right? And therefore he never meant to take a nether. So how is that comparable to Ones Rahmana Patre by Naramu Rasa? There, it's because she didn't do anything. She didn't willingly participate in the act. Nothing to do with her das. Of course, nothing to do with her das. It's a physical act over there, being raped. That's what you're punishable by. Nothing to do with your mind frame at that point. So obviously, the only way to link right Nara Murasa with Nidre Onsen, which the Mishnah seems to be able to prove from Nidre Onsen to Onish Rahmana Patra by Nara Murasa, and ultimately to prove what the Gemara was talking about, that you're mavatal schlusim in Basin, that you disregard documents in Basin, which again has nothing to do with your das. It must be Nidre Onsen. The pshat is not Adaiti the Haki Lo Nadar. The pshat by Nidre Onsen is that yes, it was a nether, because it's an ones, the Torah allowed you to violate your nether. Nether was chal. He said, if you don't come to eat by me a meal, then you're going to nether, you're not going to benefit from me. The Torah says, nonetheless, even though nether is chal, you're not responsible. You didn't plan on getting sick. So therefore, you're allowed to violate your nether. So I left off with the question, how can it be? Normally, we have a concept that the koach, like where it says in Yevamos, to be oker davar min Torah b'shev al tasa. For example, they said if the first day of Sukkot falls out on Shabbos, you don't shake lulav on the first day of Shabbos, because you might come to take it out to Sharab and be over on Hotzah on Shabbos. So even though there's a mitzvah in the Torah on the first day, midoraisa, to shake lulav, nonetheless they uprooted it because yesh koach b'chamya lakvadar to shave al tasa and tell you not to do it. However, ein koach b'cham lakvadar or kol me'aseh and tell you do an avera that they don't do, unless it's migdar milsa, unless it's a very severe incident like Eliyahu bar Carmel, who is threatening the whole concept of Judaism. Then the Chum have the ability to be okidar min Torah. So left up, how could it be? If in fact it is a neder Nidre Onsen, how can the Torah say go ahead and violate Nidre Onsen? So the answer to the question, which I remember that I explained in Masechus Yevamos, is that it's all lies in the word oker davar min Torah, to uproot a concept from the Torah. If Chazal are telling you to violate an Isser, and through that Isser you are uprooting a concept in Torah, like Eliyahu Carmel, right? You're uprooting the concept of being makrav on a bama, right? People think everyone's going to see that you can makrav on a bama outside the base of the Mikdash. So when you're okay, you're uprooting from people's perception. You're uprooting a concept from the Torah. That's very serious, right? To get up and do an avera. So therefore, they wouldn't be oker. Okay, it's the word oker. Uproot a davar min Torah. Here, even if people go ahead and they take a neder, I'm going to come eat by you, and they're not able to eat by you because they became sick, or another onus happened, then Chazal said, go ahead and get benefit from this person. People are not going to say, oh, there's no concept of Nedarim in the Torah. Here, you're allowed to violate your neder, but other places, you're also allowed to violate your neder. No one's going to draw that distinction. Everyone knows there was an onus over here. So in this particular case, by Nidre Onsen, they said you're allowed to violate your neder because it's not oker, the concept of Nedarim in Torah. It's not a free pass that people are going to say, okay, anytime I make a neder, I'm allowed to violate my neder, because everyone knows the circumstances, and that's why over here. I think this will help explain the Gemara. The Gemara has a new Mishnah over here on Chavzayin and Beis on the bottom. Nojin lehergin lechermin lemuchsin. People are threatening to kill you. They're threatening to steal all your money, or they're threatening to collect unfair taxes from you. You're allowed to make a neder, according to Beis Hillel, you make a false shvua, in order to save yourself, in order to save your money, in order to save your life. Again, another example of Nidre Onsen, where your life is at stake, your wealth is at stake. So you're allowed to lie over here and even take a neder to that effect. does that mean that the neder doesn't take effect? Adaiti dahaki, you planned on making this neder. You really want to take this neder, so you'll lie to this person and he won't kill you. So you can't say adaiti dahaki lo nadar. Again, the concept of nidrei onsen over here is because it's a situation of onus and you have to take the neder. Chazal said, no, the neder takes effect. However, right? However, you're allowed to violate the neder because it's an onus. So the Gemara says, what's the case? The case is where he says, what's the neder that he's taking? People are threatening his life. He says, I'm not going to get any benefit from any fruits in the world, right? And I'm swearing to you, I'm taking a vow to you that all of my possessions are of truma, or they're royal possessions, so you can't take them from me, right? And if it's not true, then all the peiros in the world are offered to me. So the Gemara says, Yedafka, have to say hayom in your heart, right? Because otherwise, the Gemara says, the neder is chal, and, right? If we say that the neder is chal, all the peiros in the olam, so not everyone is so familiar over here with the gravity of the onus over here, right? Not just a case where the guy's going to kill you, he's going to take all your money. Maybe some people would say, give him all your money. It's not such an onus over here. So therefore, Chazal, the Gemara says that really the neder should take effect and you shouldn't be allowed to violate your neder. That's why the Gemara insists that he says in his heart hayom. He says today. Now, how does it help to say today? The Gemara asks, if you say something in your heart and your mouth says something else, we don't reckon the things in your heart. So the Gemara says, Lagabe onsin shiny. By onus, they allowed you to do that. It doesn't mean to say by onus that what's in your heart, no one knows what's in that. You said hayom in your mind, right? So now we can, because by onus, therefore, the words that you said in your heart are equivalent to the words you said with your mouth? No, of course not. The Rosh Levi'enan Dvarim still applies. Nonetheless, because you said hayom, and then people ask you, what happened? So you say, in my mind, I said hayom. So therefore, it won't lead people to be okay the concept of Nedarim, of violating Nedarim. That you're allowed to be violating Nedarim. People won't get the mistaken notion because I'll ask them what happened. The guy says, yeah, I asked all the fruits on my mind, but I said hayom in my heart. Okay, so you said hayom in your heart. So that's why Chazal allowed you to violate your neder over here, because maybe people don't know all the halachas. They don't know the Rosh Levi'enan Dvarim. So they'll say, oh, he meant that's we go after what he said in his heart. He said hayom. So therefore, it won't lead people to be oker davar min Torah. However, if he doesn't say hayom, the Gemara suggests a lot of people can make a mistake and they can, rationalize from this halacha that the concept of the Nedarim is nekar min Torah, that you can violate Nedarim. They don't know the extent of the onus over here. So therefore, you have to say hayom in order to protect that there shouldn't be a davar hanekar min Torah. That's why if you say hayom in your heart, so that's okay. And you can violate your neder over, even though the neder took effect, and really the peiros are usher forever, not for hayom, but you could violate neder and benefit from the peiros because by nidrei onsin, Chazal said you're allowed to go and violate your neder as long as it's not oker davar min Torah. Hope you enjoyed today's share. I think it's the truth. See you in the next one.